Greetings and salutations once again from the Ninth Circle. Bill back at you, this time with another contest entry. This one is for Anthony and Cody, the Metal Miners, for breaking 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I've been trying to make this video for at least a week, trying to make the time, but I'm glad to finally be able to do it. Celebrate you two amazing gentlemen, and here we go. First off, what are we listening to? We're listening to this Deicide bootleg that's been making the rounds. It's a live bootleg. Go fuck your Jesus. This is side B on this. Sounds pretty good. It's like from November 28th, 1998, San Francisco, California. So that's what we're jamming right now. This was making the rounds. I know Hell's Headbangers had it. Nuclear War Now had it. I like the artwork. You know, some people said it's childish and goofy, but I fucking dig it. So, anyway, yes, that's what we're listening to at the moment. Alright, so the questions for the contest. ABC 1, 2, 3. I had it loaded up, and of course it slipped away. Oh, as it all often does. Slips away all too much. But anyway, let me scroll back over so I've got them in front of me. Gotta have the notes for this, so I don't fuck it up. Alright, here we go. No, not quite there. Alright, so, show your favorite albums. Well, I've talked about... Show your favorite albums. And I've talked about... kind of like, obviously in the past, I've talked about Dismember and Like an Ever-Flowing Stream being one of my favorite albums. I've talked about The Chasm. I've talked about Deceased. That's favorite bands, but of course some of those are favorite albums as well, like Fearless Undead Machines by Deceased, or Integrity's Systems Overload, or like I said, or Dismember, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. I'm going to show you, this is going to be a twofer here, with favorite bands and favorite albums. Some of these are both twofers. So, one of my favorite albums and one of my favorite bands, which I've mentioned but I've never actually shown anything by on the channel, has been Killing Joke. I've mentioned that I love Killing Joke, and I own just about everything from Killing Joke. This is probably, I don't know if it's safe to this is one of my favorite Killing Joke albums, and favorite albums in general. Extremities, Dirt, and Various Repressed Emotions. This is a deluxe CD box set that came out. This is their 1990 album. Look at that super cool artwork on the back there of the band. So, Killing Joke, we'll talk about Killing Joke a bit. Killing Joke started like 1979, so they were really kind of amongst that first wave of punk music that was coming out of the UK. Their first album was released in 1980, and it was just a self-titled album. They've been around so long, they actually have two self-titled albums. So they have their first album from 1980, that's a self-titled album, and then they have their second self-titled album, which is a 2003 record, which is a record that has Dave Grohl playing drums on it. But anyway, like I said, this specific album, you've got, two of the original members, of course, Jaz Coleman, who's the keyboardist and vocalist. You've got Geordie, the guitarist, who passed away, actually, this last year. You have Paul Raven on bass. He was the second person to become the bassist in this band. And then Martin Atkins, of course, playing drums. Martin Atkins you would know from doing time in Ministry, Pigface, all that kind of stuff. So... Paul Raven went on to also, he was in Prong for a while, but anyway, this album has some amazing songs, like Money Is Not Our God, Inside the Termite Mound, which is fucking amazing, Slipstream, Kali Yuga, just great shit. And this is a cool, like I said, a cool box set version. This comes with a DVD. It's got a second disc CD that's got a bunch of demos. And then there's a video for Money Is Not Our God that's a DVD embedded thing on here. But this was released by Candlelight. I can't remember exactly what year it was. It was like 2007. So, really cool stuff. But the album itself came out in 1990. So, highly recommended. Killing Joke, anything by Killing Joke. They're an interesting mix. Like I said, they're a punk band, post-punk. They mix a lot of like kind of new wave elements, metal, you know. So they're just a super cool band. And so Killing Joke, definitely one of my favorites that I've never talked about. Here's another twofer for favorite artist, album cover, and bands. Everybody knows this, and knows this record. One of my other favorite bands, too, Dissection. Like the first two Dissection records, of course, the Somber Lane, and then this one, Storm of the Light's Bane. Amazing. So this is not an original, but this is not that bootleg that's been going around. This is the End Records repress that I think believe came out in, what year was this? I want to say it was like 2013? 2014, yeah. This is the 2014 End Records press of this. I mean, came out, like I said, artwork is basically identical, but again, one of my favorite album covers, Necrolord, definitely one of my favorite artists too. He's iconic for a reason here. This is it's just on black, nothing special, but surprisingly, even these represses, this 2014 repress goes for some. I have this one and the Somber Lane repress that were both on the End. That came out 10 years ago, and they go for like, these are going for like probably over $100 now, which is crazy. Like, but I mean, they were limited. I was lucky to get one, but yeah. So one of my other favorite bands and one of my favorite artists' album covers all kind of wrapped into one. Dissection, Storm of the Light's Bane, you know. I mean, obviously, yes, like many people, I don't really like Reign Chaos very much. I don't hate it necessarily, but the problem with that record is like, it's it kind of gets really boring at times. All the drumming on it is very monotonous, very monotone. Riff wise, it's pretty cool, but it's more of like a very much almost like a black and roll record, melodic black and roll. So kind of a disappointment, which is an understatement. But anyway. So that is, I think that's several of the questions there. That's a favorite band I've never talked about, a favorite cover art I've never talked about, and let's see, favorite artist. I was going to look. God, I keep losing this, man. It's going off the rails. No, not really. So let me just look at this. For the A, B, and C here, like I said, this keeps closing out on me, so it's fucking annoying. So, but that's, you don't tune in for the professionalism. Okay, so we got favorite band, favorite album, a favorite album, and a favorite cover art. So there's my A, B, and C right there. My one suggestion, something I'd like to see on the channel. I mean, I don't know if I have anything really like. I enjoy watching Metal Miners as it is. I don't know if there's anything I would really say I'd like to see differently. Maybe it'd be cool to see a father-son record shopping trip. See you guys at the record store together, kind of bantering back and forth about stuff you're buying or, you know, bands you like. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe that's my one suggestion. Father and son record store shopping trip. That'd be kind of cool. Two bands you'd like to see new material from this year. That's pretty easy, and I've mentioned this, I think, in another video. One, Deceased. Obviously, Deceased is supposed to have that Children of the Morgue record coming out by the end of the year. Super excited for that. Anytime Deceased releases a new album, I'm super excited. Integrity is another one. I would really like to see a new Integrity record. The last time they put out an actual full length of new material was 2018. So it's been almost 6 years since they've released a full album. So I'm hoping maybe we'll get a new Integrity record before the end of the year. So there is my B. And then C, 3 records from last year, 3 of your favorites from last year. Now, I did a year-end list, but I'm not going to repeat myself and show anything that I showed in that video. These are things that I kind of discovered or listened to after the fact, after I made that video. So a lot of these are stuff that came out in 2023 that I've only acquired or listened to in the last few months. So we'll talk about those. Okay. First off, This new Aeternus record, Philosopher. Holy shit, is this a fucking incredible record. Like, the song in particular, Resting Worm on side B, the first track on side B, holy shit, is it incredible. What a return to form for this band. Just really catchy, dark, weird death metal. Really, you know, or like black and death metal. Weird, disgusting, gnarly. Let me take this. I'll take it out of the sleeve because there's some pretty cool artwork in here, inside here. Let me set that there. Just on black vinyl. I hate taking stuff out, but here you go. You'll see the inside. Really cool jacket design. Drawing of the band, the chalice spilling blood and everything. So, yeah, Aeternus, Philosopher, fuck, incredible. If I had heard this before, you know, the end of 2023, this would have been on the list. I don't know where it would have fallen in, but it would have been on the list. You definitely would have heard, you know, I would have been showing this record in that list because it's an incredible record. I need to get the one that came before it, Heathen. I know I've heard Marty Worm talk about how great that record is, so that's one that's going to get picked up at some point. So that's one. Two, this was one, I had bought it before the end of the year, but I hadn't listened to it. And again, not exactly metal, but metal adjacent. Creeper, Sanguivore. Holy shit, I fucking love this. This is an incredible mix of take Sisters of Mercy, the Misfits, and fucking Jim Steinman, and it's like, it's a masterpiece, you know. On paper, I should probably hate this because it's got kind of, there's a bit of a cheese element to it, but fuck, man, it works. It just works. And I've grown to love, I fucking love this album. I know this band, I think this is like their second or third record, maybe third. There's a picture of the band there. I haven't checked out any other stuff. I'll have to maybe check it out, but this thing is great. There's so many good songs on here. Like, I'll read you some of them. The song Further Than Forever, Cry to Heaven, that gets stuck in my head. Fucking Lovers Led Astray. The Black Heaven, More Than Death. Holy shit. Just an incredible record. If you like any of those bands, if you love like the Jim Steinman stuff, like if you dig like that kind of theatrical element that he brought to like Meatloaf and Bonnie Tyler and Sisters of Mercy, and if you love the Misfits and Cradle of Filth and fucking, you know, all that stuff, I think you would love this record. So that would definitely, this also would have made my top 10 list from last year. But again, I had bought it, but I hadn't even listened to it. And then I listened to it probably back in January and was like, fuck, this is amazing. I love it. Would have made the list. Creeper, Sanguivore. Lastly, for that list of top 3, this was again, this is the Valdrin. This is the most recent Valdrin record that is called Throne of the Lunar Soul. Really cool artwork. This is like kind of a Black Death band. I believe they're from, I want to say Pennsylvania. Really good. I mean, it's all concept record. You know, they got this cool, like a fantasy world concept record. I have one of their other records. I think it's their second album. I can't remember the title of it. And it's good, but it didn't hit me like this. There's a lot more melodicism. There's keyboards that work. It just feels like the songwriting has really evolved and developed, and it's a great record. It's 2 LPs, so it's pretty long, but it's excellent. So, yeah, that would be my third one of stuff that would have made the list had I actually heard it before I made my 2023 year-end list. So, there you go. That's covered at ABC 123. Anthony, Cody, fucking congratulations on the 1,000+ subscribers. It's well deserved. Your channel's great. You're incredible, friendly, awesome guys. I always enjoy watching your content. So I will leave it at that, and I will see you next time in the Ninth Circle.